Okay, you're going to get a huge amount of value out of the next speaker, Dale Mercer. I talked about how much I appreciate systems, and Dale Mercer are absolute experts on systems in business.
Systems is the most underestimated, undervalued and underutilized aspects of business. Because, like Simon said, if you have a business which is really successful, you learn how to do great advertising, great marketing, it gets to a point where you become a victim of your own success. You're hanging on for dear life and you can't handle it anymore. That's where systems come into play. Because your business is one giant set of recipes known as business systems. Some of those recipes will delight your customers, others will perhaps burn them and you don't even know it. And those recipes or those business systems, they sit in your mind and the minds of your staff. And that's where the problem lies. Because just like my cheesecake, because it sits in here, I'm the only one who can do it. And I'm the only one who can do it well because nobody else in my household knows how to make it until that is either documented or taught to somebody else. So business systems, they sit in the minds of your staff and of you, and you take them for granted. They are valuable intellectual property. We look at the plant equipment of our business, our computers, our hardware, and we think that's the value. No, the value is in between here. And have you ever had an experience where you've trained a staff member and you train them really well, only to have them leave? And you have to start the process all over again. It would be nice to have the luxury of saying, you know what, Bob, I've trained you for 6 years. Can you just take that head knowledge, put it on the table and let somebody else pick that up? The wonderful thing about systems is it doesn't matter who follows it. It is impersonal, it is scientific. Like we were talking over the last couple of days how there's a science to things. Has everyone read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles? It's an awesome book. It's actually in public domain now, so you can go on the internet and find it. And it's an extraordinary book from the early 1900s. And like most books from the early 1900s, it's a book you have to not just read, but you really have to ponder upon it. As the saying goes, the teaching is in the words, but the learning is in the silence. You have to think about it, and then just think about what it means. But Wallace Wattles talks about doing things in a certain way. He uses that term a lot, certain way. And he says, if you want to be rich, it doesn't matter who does the certain way. It could be a man, a woman, young, old, sick, well. He says a blockhead or someone who's really intelligent. As long as you do it in a certain way, you'll get a result. And systems are very much the same. As long as you do things in a certain way, you will get the result. And have you ever had the experience where you meet somebody who's dumber than you, who earns more money than you? Have you had the experience? You think this person couldn't even start a bun fight in a bakery and yet they're earning all this money. It's ridiculous, and all they're doing is following a system. And the point of that is you don't have to have great people to do that. You just have to have everyday people following an exceptional system, and the customer and the business wins. That's the point you got to. People always go, where do I find great people? It's a real challenge. But if you've got exceptional systems and you just put everyday people in there, then the customer wins. It's about getting a better return on energy. And return on energy is your human capital. It is your mental, emotional, physical energy that you expel into the business every single day and every single month. It's like, have you had times where you get to the end of the week or the end of the month and you just, I'm exhausted. And you think about what you've achieved and you think, I'm just so tired, but it doesn't look like I've actually gone anywhere. Well, by systemizing your business, it does take work to put it in place, but the return on energy and the return on that human capital is just phenomenal. To automate the one-on-one training, now this is powerful stuff. What if there was a way to be able to train a new team member even before they came on site for the first time? Well, that's what systems enable you to do. So you spend all this time training them. When they get there, it makes you inefficient. So we want to be able to change that, and we'll show you how we'll do that. And I thought, what are you laughing at? Because freedom should be paramount in your business. Yes, you want to have more time. Yes, you want to have more flexibility, but you want to have more freedom. And if your business is not giving you more freedom, then it is by law taking it away, period. So the freedom that you enjoy in your business will be in direct proportion to the amount of leverageable systems you can successfully create. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but just think about it. The freedom you enjoy will be in direct proportion to the amount of leveraged systems you can successfully create. So if you just create systems in one area of the business, like in the operational style of the business, and I'll show you that, even just doing that one part of the business already frees up your time. So if you were to sell your house, just think about it. If you were to sell your house and you knew you had to sell your house in 6 to 12 months, what would you do differently? So if you were to sell your house in 6 to 12 months, what are some of the things that you do to it, the family home? Just call them out. Paint it, yes? Landscaping? Style it. Sorry. Style it, yes? Remove the kids. That would have to increase the value. Renovate? Yes. So all these things you would start to do. And why are you doing that? Increase the value and make it more attractive to a person looking to buy your house. So in the same way with a business, by putting systems in place, it increases the value and it makes it much more attractive to a person looking to buy a business like yours. Period. Henry Ford and Ray Kroc, they were really the pioneers of systemization. Like, Henry Ford had this thing which I think is so cool. He had what I like to call platform perfection. And what he'd do, he would stand on a raised platform above the factory floor and he would look down on the processes and the plant and the production line of his business. And he would look at it strategically thinking, okay, where is the biggest inefficiency in my business right now? And he'd look at the business and go, you know what, if we joined a conveyor belt from that point to that point, how would that increase production? And he looked at things of how can I block and plug the biggest inefficiencies right now? And that's a great lesson in that. So if we were to walk through our business and see things which are inefficient, things that are put in the wrong place, you've got sales reps who are coming back to the office placing orders when they should be doing that on the road. Spot the biggest inefficiencies and plug them, and that will protect cash flow. Oh, I can't duplicate the business. Like, the first one's not working properly. In which case I say, congratulations, you found the place to start. You start with the first one and you tweak it and you tweak it and you tweak it. We do this in our company all the time at iSystemize. Our consultants come back to us and go, what about we do this and do this? We don't take offense to that at all. We think, if it's a great idea, let's roll it out. And it just refines it and refines it. Very, very. The first thing you want to do is to define the roles in your business. It's not about the person, it's about the role. So when you are doing systems, you're not designing systems for Kate, for Mary, for Bob, you're designing it for their roles. And the roles are the occupations, such as carpet cleaner and sales representative. They are the roles. So you don't want to write down names. You don't want to put like, Chandler, Joey, Rachel, Phoebe. It's not about the people or in that business. It's about the roles that they're doing. So, and you'll have to refine them. So if you get a question from a team member and you keep getting that same question over and over and over again, you make a note of it. You say, okay, I need to create a system for that because they keep asking me the same question. Good business, you're so lucky. Luck is labouring under correct knowledge. And this weekend has been labouring under correct knowledge. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. And the opportunity to build your business is right now.